Hi, it's Jen Torres. Just wanted to go over a map of the Orlando area. Sometimes I have people that live here, but they're not really familiar with the rest of Orlando, or clients that live out of state or out of the country. And so I'm just creating this video to kind of help with understanding the different areas. And if there's any topic or area I don't cover, because I won't be able to cover every single small area, I'm happy to help answer any questions. So this is downtown Orlando, the heart of downtown. Adjacent to there, you have Thornton Park, College Park, and anything that's generally in this vicinity is going to be pretty high priced. There's Baldwin Park here as well. As you start to go further north, you'll encounter Winter Park. Winter Park is a quaint little area, lots of high priced houses and mansions, really good school district. And then as you start to go further out from Orlando into the surrounding cities, housing prices are going to be more affordable, and it's going to be a little bit more suburban as well. So heading out into the west part of Orlando, as you are over here, you're more in the UCF, University of Central Florida area. Um, and there are some nice areas around there as well. Then, as you start to go a little bit further south, you're going to encounter Meadow Woods and Lake Nona. Those are more newly developed areas because they're really close to the airport. So that's going to be down here is Meadow Woods, and then this is Lake Nona. So Lake Nona is also known as Medical City. Lots of hospitals around there, lots of medical professionals around there. Home values have increased a lot over the past few years, as well as development in that area. A lot of people who don't want to pay those higher price points are going further south into St. Cloud so they can get the proximity to Lake Nona, but get lower price points, newer homes, etc. Uh, Hunters Creek is the furthest south you can get in Orlando before you hit the Kissimmee area. Williamsburg is there's a lot of older homes here, a lot of two-bedroom homes that are they're moderately priced at the moment. But what's happening is people are buying them up, fixing them up, and turning around and selling them on the market for a higher value, which is going to cause values to go up. Dr. Phillips and Windermere are both really high value home areas. You're going to find more of the celebrities and professional athletes in this area and here as well. Obviously, good school districts. Anything that has a high price point is going to have better school districts, but I highly advise you to go to greatschools.org and do the research on there. You're going to find school ratings, test scores, commentary from parents, students, and teachers. So that's going to be your best bet because the school's ratings are going to change year over year. And so it may not always be the same. And then the same thing for any crime rates. I'd advise Googling like crime rates in Orlando or a specific city, and you're going to find the websites that are going to give you the ratings on that as well. So Winter Garden is a really nice area. It started being developed a lot more recently because of its proximity to these areas. As well as International Drive. International Drive is around here, and that's where a lot of tourists go. And there's a lot of hotels around there as well. But Winter Garden was still, as of right now, is still good for USDA loans in some areas. It's actually starting to fade out. So if that's something you're interested in, I would act quickly before it's all developed and then it no longer qualifies for USDA. But a lot of new construction, beautiful homes around here as well. Ocoee is kind of like the secret little hidden pocket. A lot of people in Orlando, when you say Ocoee, they're like, I don't know where that is. It's kind of funny. But there's a lot of older homes around here, but it's relatively close to downtown Orlando. And I think what's going to end up happening is they're going to start to do fixing and flipping in this area, but that's just my speculation. I don't really know if that's actually true. There's some fixing and flipping that's happening in Apopka, but it literally happens all over Orlando. Um, so as we start to get further south, we're going to hit the Kissimmee area. So this is actually the whole like Disney area. You're going to find resorts, all the Disney theme parks. This is Universal Studios. So because of their proximity and the fact that they have zoning in certain communities for short-term rentals, this is the prime market for short-term rentals. Granted, there are permanent residents here. Obviously, there are people who live here, but as the Orlando market increases in value, a lot of people can't afford to buy here. They're pushed into these areas, and they're more new construction. You're going to get bigger lots of land, more bang for your buck in these areas. The same thing as you start to go further out into Clermont, as you start to go further out into Wedgefield, and obviously as you start to go further out into these areas. Lake Mary is a high priced area though, but there's obviously high priced pockets in these areas as well. Oviedo, I know I just jumped all over the map, is another kind of high priced home area with a really good school district. Um, but going back to here, as you start to get down here, you don't really encounter as many short-term rentals in the Poinciana area. Haines City does allow short-term rentals, but as you start to get further away from the main theme parks, the desirability declines for families. You might get a lot more snowbirds, people that just want to come down for a quick vacation, but aren't as concerned about going to theme parks. They might just want to, have a break, go to the pool, be in the warmth, and then return home. So um, right here, the Four Corners area is where Kissimmee, Davenport, and then the Orlando, Lake Buena Vista, or Clermont, Lake Buena Vista areas meet. So Champions Gate is a really popular golf course that has a lot of short-term rentals around there. A lot of development for Davenport. Where Davenport was slightly behind in the development curve of Kissimmee. So Kissimmee, you're going to have a lot more population. You're going to have a lot more development. And because of that, Davenport homes are going to be a lot newer and they're going to be a little bit cheaper. But they're still really close to the Disney parks, whereas like Kissimmee, with the exception of Celebration, which is very expensive, um, is is a little bit southeast in comparison to Davenport. So, obviously pick your poison based on what's important to you. So I hope that this helps a little bit. There's not a lot of short-term rentals within the Orlando market, although Winter Garden is starting to get some and new construction, if that's something that's of interest to anyone. But um, in International Drive, you're going to find more condo hotels because the whole Airbnb, single family home, townhome, condos being rented out nightly didn't exist when this was all developed initially. The hotel industry was really designed to accommodate all of the tourists, but now there's a desire for a different kind of hotel stay, and that's where this market comes in. So if you have any questions about anything, I'm happy to help. Give me a shout or shoot me a text. Take care. Bye bye.